Welcome to this new interview hosted by Par Excellence. We are today with Eymeric Segard, the CEO of Luna Jets.
Good morning.
Eymeric, thank you for giving us this space today. I know you may be super busy with the Monaco Yacht Show, and we have you in the back cover of Par Excellence, celebrating the yachting industry and the synergy that the yachting has with private aviation.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Can you tell us a little bit the context of Luna Jet? Who are you? Where is your origins, and who do you serve?
Of course. So Luna Jet is a private jet charter company, part of the Luna Aviation group. So the group has three business lines, and the first one was Luna Jets, which I founded in 2008, so almost 17 years ago. We're now the biggest private jet charter broker in Europe, with 8 offices, 7 of them in Europe and 1 in Dubai. And we serve clients all over the world for all their different needs as far as private jet charter, so on-demand charter. The second business unit that the group has is a group charter unit. So it's Luna Group Charter, so it's all the charters required for groups of 20 or more people. So we can hire up to 200, 300 passengers if we hire 777s or Airbus 330s, etc. And the third unit, business line, is a Luna Solutions, which is a consulting business line which helps clients, which accompanies clients when they need to buy or sell an aircraft. Okay, basically we've had, through the 17 years of Luna Jet charter history, we've had quite a few clients who come to us and say, hey, you know, I charter so much, now I want to buy an aircraft. Okay, and the buying process is very complicated, can be long, but is very complicated because an aircraft can be anywhere in the world, and you want to be sure that the specs and the engines are in proper condition. So there's a lot of work to be done when you buy or when you sell an aircraft. So that's the third business line.
Okay, and now that we're in the Monaco Yacht Show, I want to ask you some questions related to your relation of private aviation and yachting. So, for example, I know that in yachting, the service of a charter, of a new build and new purchase is very tailored to the customer. So how is that experience for you? How do you tailor your services to the particular clientele of yachting?
Of course. So yes, Monaco for us is a big and important market. It's small, but it's very important because of the type of ultra net worth individuals that reside here. And obviously the yacht show for us is even more important than the Formula One event because it's really high net worth, much more than the Formula One that maybe is a bit more popular. So the first thing we did about 8 years ago was to open this office here in Monaco to really be close to clients and be able to see them and meet them in this office that we're in. We have 2 people here who work on a full-time basis and who can welcome the clients. On some occasion, we've also lent our office to clients who come here for business and want to have a private space to work. We have a full video conference unit, and we're very happy to lend the office if they wish. And then finally, as far as tailoring, it's very important. The charter industry, the yacht charter industry, is a very, how would I say, flexible industry, and it works very well with the service that we give. That is also very flexible. And the typical example is when you charter a yacht, you want to leave maybe from Monaco, and after 3 weeks you're down in the Amalfi Coast. So with the private jet, we can easily organize a flight to Nice to bring the clients on board, and then 2 weeks later we have the flight out of Naples to bring them back home. So it doesn't have to be a simple return flight. We can actually accommodate. Some of them, interestingly, when they book the charter, they don't know where they're going to go, because it depends on the weather, it depends on the wind, especially when they book big sailing yachts. So they say, we'll leave from Monaco and then we'll call you in 2 weeks, and depending on where we end up, please send a private jet to pick us up. And 3 days before, they said, okay, we were hoping to go to the Amalfi Coast, but actually we ended up in Ibiza. So please send a boat in 2 days, the cruise finishes, and we'll be in Ibiza. So we send the jet to Ibiza to pick them up. And of course, we also do, we do the transfers from the door all the way to the cabin, if you want. So at departure, we can organize the road transportation to the airport. And then, more importantly, wherever they arrive, yes, we'll be in connection with the captain to make sure that as soon as they land at the airport, there's a limo waiting for them, and they go straight to the cabin, to the yacht. We will pre-warn the captain in advance to say that your clients are arriving in 10 minutes, in 5 minutes, so everybody's ready and happy to see their arriving clients.
I can imagine how many times you have to improvise. Tell us a little anecdote of some challenging destination or some challenging moment that you have to face, and how did you find the solution for this?
Oof, yeah, we have lots of anecdotes, but I think a very one that I'm very proud of is what we call go nows. A go now request, flight request, is when a client calls and says, I need to go now. Okay, and this was a flight I remember out of Geneva, and there was an accident on the highway, and the client was stuck, and he was supposed to take a flight to Ibiza to join. He wasn't chartering the yacht, but he was joining a yacht, friends on the yacht, that was then going to what's it called, Mahon, and onwards to other islands. So he really needed to be there. So he called us and he says, I'm stuck in the traffic. I'm going to lose my commercial plane. I need to go now. So immediately we have a procedure in place in the office where everybody stops working, and we all the sales agent concentrate on this request. And basically we told the client, don't worry, don't go to the commercial airport, go straight to the private jet terminal. And 36 minutes later, he was able to take off.
Oh, that's incredible!
So it was good fun, and he made his cruise, and he was very happy.
Wow, good job. Okay, that sounds very challenging, but I'm sure you have gone through much bigger challenge with the last years, with the big global turbulence that we have seen in yachting has affected a lot. So tell us how it has been for the private aviation.
Yeah, absolutely. It really needed us to be flexible and adapt to the environment, and that's what we did. And so we're here, and we're still doing very well. Basically, it all started with the COVID, obviously, where for 3 months nothing happened because everybody was grounded and at home. And then post-COVID, let's say, the private jet industry did very well because they were the only aircraft that were flying. Given that all the commercial aviation was stuck on the ground. So that went very well. And really the difference in private jet charter before COVID and after COVID is resumed by one word, which is flexibility. So I think the clients understood that anything can happen, that they don't know what tomorrow brings. And so they are shying away from long-term commitment, from buying many hours up front, or from buying an aircraft, or for signing a 5-year contract to buy a fractional part of a jet. And they're relying much more on charter, which is at the end of the day, it's like a taxi service. So you you call, you fly, you pay, and then that's it. There's no more commitment. There's no money owed. There's no money stuck in a deposit somewhere. Nobody owes you hours that you have to fly before they expire. So it was really this sense of we don't know what happens. Tomorrow I need to fly. I will fly. I will charter a jet, and I will fly, and that will be it. And then we'll see what later. On the one hand, on the other hand, because of the economic turmoil, let's say, it's true that we've seen a focus maybe to chartering smaller cabins. So whilst before clients were looking for a cabin with a bit more luxury, with maybe a stand-up cabin, now with the economic issues that are going on and the markets that are again very up and down, they may be a bit more lying on the safer side and taking a smaller cabin to do the same flight, and therefore saving money because it's a more economical solution.
Mm-hmm. So that sounds like a lot of changes, let's say, in the preferences of the clients, right? But what about in global terms? Have you seen changes in emerging markets? For example, we know that Asia is developing. We know that in the Middle East, especially Saudi, there are huge developments that are developing a lot for the yachting industry, right? Do you see any new markets emerging in this part of the world?
Yes, absolutely. So the Middle East has become a huge focus. First of all, a lot of yachts, since we're talking about yachts, but also private jets, have moved to the Middle East since the war, because they're not welcome anymore in the Mediterranean. So there's a lot of focus going to the whole of Middle East, not only Saudi, but Dubai as well, Qatar and Bahrain. Particularly on Saudi, it is a huge opportunity, because they, as part of their Vision 2030 initiative, they are investing a lot of money in infrastructure and in tourism to attract especially ultra high net worth individuals. So they have two big projects. One is the Red Sea project. Mm-hmm. The other one is the NEOM project that is really tailored, or will be tailored when it's finished, to attracting and entertaining these kind of clients. So business aviation follows, obviously, these kind of projects, and they're building, Saudi is building new airports to cater for the Red Sea project, to cater for the NEOM project and others. And in the whole region, it's true that we're seeing more and more airports building private jet terminals, specific, separate private jet terminals from the commercial, which gives obviously a sense of luxury, a sense of exclusivity when you go to the airport. And it's also much more comfortable, because really the terminal is built with private jet in mind, so the lounges are bigger, etc., etc. Mm-hmm. So we're seeing that. So in the Middle East is really investing, and for us it's a huge market. We have an office there with about 10, 12 people, and they're doing very well, catering for these local clients. Mm-hmm. Moving east, India is what I call the new China. It's very important. There are lots of high net worth individuals being made, let's say, every year. The economic growth of the country is very stable and growing constantly. So we're looking into it, investing, hiring people who know well that market, and yeah, positioning ourselves in the market. And then Southeast Asia, yes, it's continuing to grow, less in China, because of many reasons, but we're looking into Singapore especially, and the whole of the Southeast Asia in general. So you have Indonesia, Philippines, Thailand that are coming up, and that we're seeing more and more requests.
And do you have any kind of partnership program, let's say, with local governments or companies to develop in those particular regions?
We partner a lot with what I would say complementary agencies or companies, not governments, but complementary companies, such as yacht charters, such as villa charters, etc., who share the same clientele, and where we can send them our clients because they need their services, and we can share clients together. All that to make it more streamlined and more simple for the customer when he's traveling.
Amazing, and I guess it's the same with yachting, right? You may have your partners that you
Absolutely. So yeah. So in Monaco, yes, of course, we we visit all the yachting companies, let them be especially the chartering ones, because when clients call us and need a flight and they're flying to Nice, and then 2 weeks later they want to come back from Sardinia, we imagine there is a charter involved, and then we can offer our help and our knowledge in the yacht charter business. We have an in-house concierge service as well. There are 7 people, and again, who can as well organize all the transfers and all the moves, and if necessary, actually help the clients do the yacht chartering.
Mm-hmm. And I know in yachting there's a lot of consciousness about sustainability, a lot of consciousness from the clientele, requesting yachts that follow certain regulations, right? In yachting is very challenging, of course. You cannot sail without, until now, you cannot sail 100% green. How is that for you, that challenge, and what are your efforts to go in a more sustainable way?
Well, luckily, I would say that we've always had this ecology in mind, even way before it was trendy. Why I say that? Because when I founded LunaJet in 2008, the business plan was focused on empty leg reselling. So it was really on taking those empty legs that were flying around the world and trying to put passengers on board. Okay, ecologically, what does that mean is that instead of having a flight flying empty, we put passengers on board, passengers who otherwise may have chartered another plane to fly to their destination. So we still now we do on charter demand, but obviously the first thing we do when we have a request is to look for an empty leg. So we believe that helps in a way the ecology. The other thing we do, as I said, is we are very good at searching. When we have a request, we have access to about 400, 500 operators, well, more than 400, but 500 different operators around the world. Last year, to be precise, we used 416 different operators across the world. What does that mean is that when we search for a request for a flight, we have access to all that fleet, which is about 5,000 recent aircraft, and our job is really, from an ecological point of view, but also from a financial point of view, is to find the plane that is at the point of departure or as close as possible to the point of departure, therefore eliminating or reducing very much the positioning cost. Positioning cost and positioning flight is, if you want, not very ecological, and the client would prefer not to have one. So we find the plane that is already at the departure. We find the plane that is right for the size of the passengers, for the size of the group of passengers. So if there are 4 passengers flying, we will propose a 4-seater aircraft. Whilst maybe if they call directly an operator, the operator might say, well, the plane that we have available for you is a 10-seater aircraft and it's 1 hour away, but we can have it flown over to position and then you can do the flight. That's not the most practical. So we will find the right cabin, the right size cabin, we will find the plane that is most closest to the departure and organize the flight. Finally, the third element is we've put in place for, I think now, 8 years, we've put in place a program that allows our clients to offset their carbon emissions according to the flight they're doing and the size of the aircraft that they're doing. So we calculate exactly the carbon emission, and then through partners, a partner called South Pole, we will compensate and offset that emission. So that's a service that we offer to our clients. If they wish, they can apply and pay that little extra to offset.
That's wonderful. And just to close this interview, what are the projects? What is coming up from LunaJet?
So lots of projects. Obviously, if we don't grow, we will die.
Yeah.
So for me, growth is really the vision of the company. As we mentioned, Southeast Asia and Asia is a big country, is a big opportunity, and we are looking into that. We are looking into other business lines as well. So I can't really go into details, but there are other ways to fly. We can also do cargo. We're also looking into cargo transportation. We really need to invest in the Luna Solution business. So this is the sales and acquisition consult service that we give. So we want to be closer to our clients in order to help them buy the right plane at the right price. And I would say lastly, on the long term, I think electric aviation is coming, and we really need to follow that to make sure that as soon as it's available publicly on a charter basis, we have all the technological procedures in place so that we can immediately offer that to our clients. Let it be to do flights, or let it be as an addition to a private jet flight to do what we call the last mile. Mm-hmm. So they will land in an airport, and then they will take an electric eVTOL, what we call electric vertical and takeoff aircraft, to go to the office or go to their homes.
That's so wonderful. Can't wait to see that happen, especially the electric part.
Absolutely. Yes, me too.
Eymeric, thank you so much for this time. I know we could be speaking here for hours. Thank you for giving us this time and for explaining us a little bit what's all this industry about.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
If you or your company have something that it fits with Par Excellence Group, so anything in luxury, we will be happy to feature you in the magazine, in an interview, but also to introduce you to our wide network of partners like Luna Jet. So don't hesitate to contact Par Excellence.